Welcome to the Biz Gone Social podcast. We help entrepreneurs navigate how to get known, get customers, and get the edge over their competition. Here is your host, Lorraine Duncan.
So here we are on the Biz Gone Social podcast, and I'm so glad to be here. And my promise to you, as always, is I want to give you a little bit of verbal caffeine that's going to energize your business and also your social media marketing and help you stay social. Because after all, don't you want to be the business everyone's talking about? I know I do. And I'm so stoked to have with us Catara Lane. Welcome, Catara.
Thank you. Catara, can we do that again?
At least I didn't say Katarina or whatever. So, well, listen, I really am really glad to have you here, and your youth and your energy just overwhelms me. And you have a business. Why don't you tell my audience a little bit about your business and what you do, and just some of the details about how you got into this too.
So my business name is CLX Content. It was born when I was still in college. I was a film and media arts major. I did lots of, social media work. So I was a social media manager. I interned at an online magazine when I was there. And so while I was in college, I did lots of freelancing. And then when COVID came around, someone from a nonprofit that I knew reached out, and they're like, "Can you create these videos for me?" And I just basically used that client to get more clients, and it's been up ever since.
That's awesome. I love when things happen sort of by accident. It's your intention was not to move full force yet, and now you're already in full force. So, a lot of people out there, think it's, so much fun to own your own business and stuff. What do you enjoy most about owning your own business?
Well, the thing I enjoy most about having my own business is, honestly being able to just take off whenever I want to take off. I can just get up and go if I'm not working on a project at this very moment that needs me to be in person. I can work from my bed if I choose to. I usually don't choose to do that because, and also I can take a nap when I want. I really love naps.
Oh, that's awesome. I do too, but I always say I'm going to take a nap and then I never do. So it's kind of funny. So, it's interesting that you had mentioned that, you do a lot of projects and you do video. You also mentioned that when you first began, you did some social media marketing and managing. So I'm assuming that you do your own social media marketing. Is that correct? For your business?
Yes. I try my very hardest to stay consistent on there.
And what platform do you like the best?
Right now, LinkedIn is starting to be my favorite. I don't post as often as I should on there, but when I do, the reach is crazy. So many people can see your one post by just other people liking the post. It'll go out to their followers and so on. So more people can view your post than you have actually following you. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's my favorite platform too. It's actually, I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. 13 minutes a day on LinkedIn, but that's another story for another time. So a quick question is, when it comes to social media marketing, I'm just going to segue there for a little bit. What do you think people should be doing when they're marketing their business on social media?
Well, I'm not really the biggest fan of posting consistently, because I think that really leads to burnout, and you have other things in your business to worry about other than posting. That's my unpopular opinion. So I think that you should really focus on building connections and also making sure they're on social media. So when you actually do post something, they'll like it or they'll share it. And, that's a great way to like get the word out.
Yeah, I like that. I do feel like sometimes there's this company out there, it's called HubSpot. And boy, do they throw out the content. And I'm like, sometimes I could never match. Like, I know they have people working for them and it's just not them, one person. But it's like, man, do they put out the content? It's like, sometimes I'm like, what am I going to post next week? It's crazy. So here's the thing is like your big expertise is video. And so there are so many people who have not embraced video yet. Even when it comes to social media marketing, video is very important. And so why do you think that people should be using video in their business?
Well, video, it allows people to see another side of you that, just text and picture posts won't be able to do. It lets them see who you are, lets them see your personality. And yeah, you could also use video for more than just marketing. It just speeds everything in your process up. So like testimonials, about me videos, brand message videos, you can use them in your sale process. You can put them in your email. You can do anything with a video, and it doesn't have to be professionally shot. Like my thing is, not all of my videos are shot on my camera. Some of them are shot over Zoom and some of them are sent to me through a phone. So it's like, just press the record button.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I mean, I remember my first cell phone now to my cell phone now, and it's like amazing the videos that you can take on your cell phone, so yeah. And I find, here's what I find, and I don't know if you find the same thing. I find that if I do, like, for instance, post a video and I download it directly, like to Facebook or LinkedIn and stuff, it gets a little bit more views than if I post like a YouTube link. And so that's always, I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Are you a big YouTube fan? I mean,
I am a big YouTube fan for long form content. So, those educational videos or, just videos you normally wouldn't post on not social media, on Instagram or like TikTok, but, really informative videos or showing some of the day in your life or, just things that fits the platform.
Okay. Interesting. Do you think, have you ever used Venmo? Not Venmo. Oh my gosh. Vimeo. Thank you. Boy, yes. That my day today is going good as it is. But yeah, Vimeo, because it's so funny. It was like when I used that, and I actually did a whole video series and I had somebody come in here and do it. This was years ago. My face was too shiny. I don't know what happened there, but that was my fault. My makeup person. But literally, I always feel like the quality of video that gets put on Vimeo is so much better than YouTube. But what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I've been using Vimeo since I've been in college. It's usually used as like that place. I like to call them YouTube and Vimeo. I like it to call it like a video sharing app. So usually the videos that people put on Vimeo, people aren't really searching those videos up. I mean, you may follow someone's Vimeo channel, but I've personally never met anyone who's like, I'm going to binge watch someone's Vimeo channel. Vimeo is really there for you to share the videos out. So if you want to link it to your email or, you want to link it, on your website, that's usually where the video goes on Vimeo. And then it looks more smoother, it looks cleaner, and then all the suggestions will pop up on the YouTube video. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a lot of people have been, right alongside of, their videos and stuff. They've been turning on their captions and stuff. And I think that's great because, well, if you're sitting in a restaurant and stuff, of course, there's always that one person that forgot to turn off their volume. And of course, the video gets played out loud in the restaurant. But I really like the fact that, that they have the automated captions. But I just want to like a shout out there that, you really do have to look at those captions that they auto create, because they're not that accurate. So you want to make sure you do any editing that you need to do for that. So I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, but one question I always ask everybody, because we always talk about the glory of being in business for ourselves. Everybody goes, "Oh, you're in business for yourself. That's nice." And and there's a little excitement when people talk about it, but we have challenges. And so what would you say is your biggest challenge when owning your own business?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first was starting my business and I was so excited. I knew, like, I had so many entrepreneur friends before I went full time with my business. I'm just like, I'm starting it, going full time. And everybody just sort of looked at me like, really? Like, it wasn't any excitement. I was excited, of course, but they were just like, and now I get why they were like that, because it's like, it's not all fun and games, I want to say one of my biggest problems is honestly staying consistent on social media. I mean, I know I don't necessarily feel the need to be consistent, but I do think it's a very vital part and important part to your, to growing your business. And, just being one person, as a creative, I just have so many ideas, I want to do so many things, but it's like, being just one person and, maybe not having the capital that I need to start the projects that I want. Maybe if I stayed at a job, I would have some extra cash to do that. But since, I'm full time, it's just like, got to literally build it brick by brick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. There's a mentor that I have out there that I listen to occasionally. And he always says that if you are not talking about your business every day to someone, you don't have a business. And so, the encouragement here is always making sure that, when you own your own business, that you're always talking about it and you're getting yourself out there. It's not like, if you ever watch, there's an old movie now, I would say, because I'm old, which is called Field of Dreams, with Kevin Costner was in it. And, he built a baseball field in the middle of a farm. And my thing is that they're not going to come just because you build a baseball field. They're not going to come. And the same thing, just because you say, "Hey, everybody, I'm in business for myself," doesn't mean they're going to come. You have to bring people to you. And that's the challenge. It's the challenge. I would say that if I interviewed, I've interviewed a lot of people now. Most people say is just making sure that, that funnel is still happening, that business funnel is still happening and people are still coming in through the top of the funnel and making their way down. So anyways, it's like, what do you do to stay on top of your role, like your business? What do you do? What I mean is what do you do, I should say, that it enhances what you do already, to stay on top of what you do, to learn the new tricks of the trade?
So what I do to stay, up to date with video tips, trades, and secrets. Actually, being a video person, I will say I don't watch many other people's videos. And also being a creative, I don't watch many other industry leaders. I just think there's a thing where you start to watch people for so long and then you sort of kind of pick up on their, I guess what they're saying, and you just eventually everybody just starts to sound the same. And I don't want to lose my authenticity. So, I try to limit who I follow and who I listen to as a video person. There is a few people. So, there's a few people like the video artist. She's another video producer here in the Philadelphia area. I really love to listen. I watch her Instagram videos. I love what she's doing on social media. And then, I'm also a part of a video strategist groups. It was a course that I bought last summer. And, there's about 1,000 videographers in there from different, different parts of the United States. some of them also not a part of the United States, if I have any questions about anything, I can just put it in there and, I will get loads of answers about, things, and then I can sort of make my decision based on that. They also have like accountability calls, and, they offer like additional training sometimes. So, for example, they just put out like a micro content course in addition to the other course they already had that I could also purchase that I got. And, that's like really cool because yes, I know about micro content, but just to see it from somebody else that I know, like, and trust is like really important to me.
Yeah. And that's actually really good that you mentioned that, because you could take, for all those who may not know, macro content, micro content, mini content. I mean, there's like, I have this whole thing on it, is like, if you take one big piece of content and then you break it down into like sometimes 5 or 6 segments. So for example, I have a client out there that she writes a blog, and from that blog, I take all my social media content for the next 7 days. And to be honest, that's just it's a social media manager's dream to have a client like that does that. And then I have this one client that has tons of photos. So there's always something that you can do with it. So I'm glad you brought that up, because think about that. If you're thinking about how you're going to market and how in the world you're going to come out with content to market, think about how you can get away with one big piece and then make it little tiny bits. You could do that with a video too, is you can make little videos out of the one video. I'm going to be doing a photo shoot later on. I mean, because I do photo shoots, and basically what I'll be doing is I will be doing some stuff in a gym, because I work for a gym, and then I will be making carousels and reels with these photos that I get, and it takes video to the camera, so it's really great. So all that to say is always think ahead a little bit too. My last question to you, it's like probably the most important. A lot of people who are listening to this are either, already they own their own business, or they're thinking of starting their own business. They're coming out of corporate or whatever, saying, I'm just done with the corporate ladder. And so what is one piece of advice that you would give to them that would encourage them in their journey of being in business or just starting out?
Well, I will say this about starting my own business and making that jump. It's going to be a very scary jump. I was snapping out at my friends. They're like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. But it's going to be a very scary jump. But once you do that jump, it's like, you won't be scared of anything else. You won't really be scared of anything else, because, you already sort of made the, big scary jump. So, when it comes to like the littler things, it's going to be a lot easier. Now, is everything going to be easier? No, but that since you made that jump and you made it over that one big thing, it might be a little easier to do some other things.
Absolutely. And just taking that one step forward, then it gets easier. And then you just take another step forward and do something. And each day you move out of your comfort zone a little bit more and more. I remember, I don't know, how you are with networking, but I remember the very, very first time I networked. And when I networked, it wasn't on Zoom, it was in person. And I remember walking into this room, and there were all these like suits and ties, and I was like thinking, these are all people who are so professional and so, so much better than I was. I'm like, that's what I was thinking. I was so intimidated by that. And then it's just like, well, I'm just as good as they are, and I had a different perspective, that getting to know them and being able to collaborate with them and being able to share leads with them. It was just eye-opening. So yeah, just get out there, just do it. That's what I always say. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you, because you offer an array of services, how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you could, find me on any of my social media platforms. You can reach out to me on my personal page at Catara Lane on most social media platforms. So that's CATARALANE. Or you could also reach out to me on my business page, CLX Content, CLXCONTENT. And then there's also my website, www.clxcontent.com.
Awesome. And I'll also put that below the posts that I post on social media. So again, I just want to thank you for being on my podcast. And I just wish everybody out there just have a really great week. Until next week, I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Biz Gone Social podcast. Find us on Instagram at BizGoneSocial for extra tips. Check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, stay social.